writing one-step equations. Big number 1, every equation has an equal sign. Big number 2, I want you to write multiplication like this. Remember, 3 times x would be 3x. Multiplication is implied. I want you to get away from using the parentheses or the little x for multiplication as we're going to write these more algebraically. Big number 3, I want you to write division like this. X divided by 3, x over 3, using the fraction bar symbol, instead of x divided by 3 using the little division sign. Again, why are we doing this? Because it's just better when we're writing algebraic equations. Are these still correct? Yes, but this is the better way to write it when you're solving these one-step equations. I know you're waiting for the board to follow me, but it didn't tonight. All right, examples. Write an equation and then we're going to solve. Number 1, a number increased by 17 is 23. So let's look at our key points. A number increased by 17 is 23. Increase tells us to add, is tells us equal. Anytime you see the word is, it means equals. So, a number, we're going to use the variable x to represent that because we don't know what the number is. X plus 17 equals 23. A number increased is 23. Let's solve this one-step equation. To get rid of plus 17, you subtract 17 from both sides. 17's cancel. You're left with x equals 6. Let's check ourselves. A number increased by 17 is 23. 6 plus 17 is 23. The difference of a number and 11 is 19. Number 2. Keywords, difference of a number and 11 is 19. Again, difference tells us to subtract, is tells us equal. We're going to use n this time. N minus 11 equals 19. How do we solve this one-step equation? Let's add 11 to both sides. Your 11's cancel. You're left with n equals 30. Let's check ourselves. The difference of 30 and 11 is 19. We are correct. Example number 3. The product of a number and 7 is 77. Product tells us to multiply, and is tells us to use an equal sign. So the product of a number, so 7p equals 77. Remember, multiplication is implied here. To solve this one-step equation, divide by 7 on both sides. Your 7's cancel, and you're left with p equals 11. Let's check ourselves. The product of 11 and 7 is equal to 77. Example number 4. The quotient of a number and 4 is 12. Quotient tells us to divide, and is tells us to use an equal sign. The quotient, q divided by 4, equals 12. To get rid of a divide by 4, you'll times by 4 on both sides. Your 4's cancel, you're left with q equals 48. Let's check ourselves. The quotient of 48 and 4 is indeed 12. Notice how I wrote my multiplication and division here, using the ways that I prefer you to do it. Now we have 2 real-life examples. We're not going to solve these for time's sake, but I'm going to show you how to set them up and write a one-step equation. Real-life examples. Number 1. Each soda costs 85 cents. The price of S sodas is $12.75. Write an equation and solve for how many cans of soda. It says solve, but we're not going to solve for time's sake. All right, we know a couple of things. We know that each soda is 85 cents. That can be written 0.85. That's how you write 85 cents. We also know the price of an unknown amount of sodas is $12.75. We're going to use our equal sign. We know it equals to $12.75. Well, what equals to $12.75? Well, something about your sodas. Well, your sodas are 85 cents each, or 85 cents per soda. Each and per tell us to use the operation of multiplication. So to solve for how many sodas cost $12.75, we would divide by 0.85 on both sides. Example 2. Mrs. Pearson found some money on the floor. She split it evenly with 2 other friends. They each received $4.12. Write an equation and solve to find out how much money Mrs. Pearson found. Again, we're not going to solve for time's sake. We're just going to set it up. All right, what do we know? Miss Pearson found some money. Don't know how much money, but I found some. And I split it evenly with 2 other friends. So 2 other people split it with me. So 3 people split the money. We do not know how much money I had, so we're going to use X to represent that. We know that we split it by 3 people. Split tells us to divide. Remember, split tells us to divide. So over 3 equals, well, how much did each person receive? $4.12. So, how much money we had is represented by X. We divided it by 3 and you get $4.12. The key word was split. That's how you write one-step equations.